I'm going to heaven. This is no wild, fanciful kind of thing that I've plucked. Oh, excuse me for the red wine. Thing that I've plucked out of my backside. I've been told this today. But today I am going to heaven. In fact, I wasn't told that. I was told you're going to heaven by a gentleman who couldn't speak to me like I'm talking now. When I first started interacting with him, he put his finger to his throat. You're going. In fact, his first sentence he said to me was, "Oh, you're all right, mate. If anyone comes, tell them to fuck off." It was one of those. He'd obviously had a voice problem or a throat thing, and he didn't have any vocal cords. So I guess he had this like synthesized device which he had to physically push into his larynx or whatever it's got to have a name, of course, but push into his throat, and because if he did that, if he didn't push it in, nothing would happen. But when he pushed it in, it would talk. So if anyone comes, just tell them to fuck off. Which was great. I think he must have been close to 70. Really nice looking in terms of well kept sort of chap. Looking a little bit Arabic actually, I have to say. But yeah, about 70, sort of white hair, nicely trimmed beard and all the rest of it. You're going to it. Yeah, there you go. But he ended up telling me that I was going to go to heaven. So this interaction basically went along the lines of, I'm parking my car and there's a space there near the end of the road because it's full up. I've driven right down into this side road. I want to park. Where can I park? And right near the end, there's a space there. But there's a car just before the space. Then there's the space. Then there's a disabled space. So I thought, oh, that's a big space over there. But one of them was disabled. So anyway, so I decided to back into the normal space, which I did. And as I'm backing into this normal space, another car turned up and was backing into the disabled space, which turned out to be this gentleman. So he basically got out of his car. You're right, mate. Where you are? Because I was trying to move back as far as I could to the car. Yeah, you know what I mean. I got chatting to this guy for about maybe 10 minutes. And during that 10 minutes, he told me his life story, some of which I'll share with you, but not all of it, but some of it. And I obviously told him mine within 10 minutes. Doesn't take long, this is my life. There you go. Boof. 30 seconds later, that's it. Sorry, that's everything I know. I haven't got any more. That's all that's happened to me so far, apart from today, of course, meeting you, that kind of thing. So there we go. As I was chatting to this guy, and he told me kind of his thing, and because he commented, I'm sorry, I like your van, really nice. I like it. Looks really good. Thank you very much. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I thought. And he'd by this time retreated into what was his house, which is right by the side. So there was a front door there, which was obviously his front door, as it turned out. That's why his disabled space. Of course, that hadn't occurred to me, So his house was clearly right there. So he's got in through his front gate and turned round to talk to me with his back to his front door, which he's not approached yet. And I'm the other side of the wall, because it's got like a wall there, next to my van, looking his way, talking to him over the wall kind of thing. And he's got his arm up, so I put my arm up as well. We were talking. So I told him my thing, and he said that thing, like your van. I said, oh, yeah, thank you very much. So I was like, oh, thank you very much, yeah. So can I tell you, let me tell you about it. I wanted to talk to somebody, I had to be there to sort something out. So this was kind of a bit of distraction. My brain was, anyway, so I thought I wanted to just chat to him because he looked an interesting guy, So I basically said to him, well, when I was 50 years old, I woke up and decided that it was yet another day where 25,000 kids are going to die because they don't have access to fresh water, water that doesn't have little creatures swimming around in it that might kill them if they were to drink it, some food and some basic medicine, because that's what's happening. 25,000 children every day. So I basically said, I'm sick of this. I can't do this anymore because I'm going to work, doing all the thing. Even by getting up and doing any kind of transaction, I'm producing, because it's a transaction, it's producing some kind of money transfer from which somebody will make some money. Make a profit on it. It just really pissed. I thought I can't do this anymore because I find it psychologically so hard to do that. That's why I decided to live off the grid. So I've told the guy that in pretty more lucidly than I've just done then, maybe. Who knows? But there you go. So I told him that, and I just said I woke up, as I say, 50 years old, not doing this anymore, and I couldn't afford to retire, but I had a house, so I sold my house. Bought this van, put some money in the bank. I haven't got loads, but I've got some. And I don't owe anybody on the planet any money. And what I do now, and so that was it. He said, oh, that sounds great. And that was it. And I said, so what? Anyway, so I carried on. And what I want to do, what I've been doing actually since I've done that, since I started doing that from the age of 52 by the time I sorted it all out, is that I'm a musician. I play things. I'm a music thing, and I record things. And basically, my friend, who's my best buddy, who's out there at the moment. Actually, he's in Bangladesh at the moment. While there are people getting killed on trains and stuff, he's out there keeping kids alive because that's what he does, you know. And I wanted to do something to help that in some way, so that's what I do now. So if anyone says, "What do you do?" So I help my friend, my mate, my best buddy. I help him keep kids alive. So basically, we wrote some music, did some recording, recorded it, put it up on iTunes and that kind of thing. It's on iTunes and Amazon. People can go and buy it, and that produces money, which helps Rick in what he does, keeping kids alive, because that's what he's doing out there. And he's out there right now, as I say, which is what, 10th of January today, and 2014, and that's where Rick is. He's in Bangladesh, keeping kids alive. Which is not easy when you've got people shooting machine guns and blowing up trains, killing people, when all that's going off. And he's got to get from one side to another side, because he's already got sites. He's got like a site there and a site over there. And he needs to get to them both to check that everything's all right and make sure that anything needs done, that it gets done. That's what he does. So he's got to get from A to B, of course. And then he's moving on to Nepal, I think. Anyway, I shouldn't give you his itinerary too much, just in case you never know who's listening, you know. And, well, someone who's got nothing to do, I would think. Anyway, okay, thank you very much. So I'm chatting to this guy, explaining all that to him, and said, so I wake up in the morning now. I said, the thing that I haven't got yet is that which my buddy Rick has got, if you like. Although I've put this to him, and he doesn't recognise this, although I do, is the fact that he can look at a child and know that that child is alive because of him. Let me just say that again. He can look at a child and think to himself, that child's alive because of me. I want to feel that. That must feel great, I reckon, don't you? What a brilliant thing. And I put that to this guy I was chatting over the wall to, who kindly said, oh, don't worry about getting out of the way of my... Sorry, don't worry about getting about the table spake, fucking... But he looked... He didn't look English, like I say. If I mentioned that, he looked kind of... I don't know, Arabic. So he was looking a bit like a retired Arab terrorist advisor. He didn't look the kind of guy who would go out and do things like that. Anyway, he told me that he used to run I used to run a business, and he said, oh, things didn't go great. My partner, I had two partners, they stitched me up, and I woke up one morning basically, and they stitched me up. He had two partners. Oh, I'm sorry, I do apologize. Yeah, there were two people involved. I'm sorry, there's two partners, and they stitched me up. And for 1.7 million, well, 1,700,000. So I was like, blimey, that's 1.7 million quid. Fucking hell. I'll choose that. How do I know? But I wouldn't have put it past him because I liked him. He seemed really about, and I just liked. And this thing with the sound of his voice, this device made his voice sound quite synthesized in a way, which I can't. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. In or out? No. Off, which I can't kind of reproduce here for you because I don't have the necessary device in my throat that I'd have to push. The other thing, anyway, so there's one more thing about this which I'm going to run past at the end if I get there, and if you're still listening, is, excuse me for being excitable, but because it's been a great day, because you told me at the end, I told him all this stuff, and he looked at me, he said, right, I've got to go, which is the 5 minutes after he told me I've got that he had to go, like, I've got to go. But 5 minutes later, he said, look, I really have got to go. You know, I don't know, the phone was ringing or something. And he said, but you're going to go to heaven. Like that. You're going to go to heaven. So I just laughed, thank you so much. I'm so glad you think so. If there were all people like you. I said, oh, look, please, I'm no whatever. I said, I just want to that psychological thing. What do you do? Well, I'll try and keep kids alive. Well, you always, well, good job too, because you're always fucking banging on about it. Well, I can't do much. I can't put you up a shelf, I'm sorry. You're going to have to help yourself there. I can help you go online and have a look. Google how to put up a shelf. Yeah, I'll read that. Told you that before. Or, I'm sorry, I've told you that before, but, you know, I've said that before. Because that's how it is. I can't do anything else. I can record you, though. I can make quite an interesting recording, perhaps. I can make something a bit quirky about it. You know, how'd you get that, then? How'd you get that sound? If only I told you. That was my gig. That's what got me work when I did any work I did. Get me to do it because he doesn't do it like other people or whatever. There you go. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna go to. You're going to heaven. So I basically said to this guy, I'm not even sure there is such a place, but well, look. He said, I really like what you're doing though. It's great. You've stopped what you did. You're doing what you want to do to keep kids alive, and I really like your van. He said, it must be great. You look really happy. Great, well done, mate. You know, that kind of thing. And it was just really nice. You're going to go to heaven. And I basically liked him as well. And I said to him, as he was talking to me, he said, you only live once. I said, oh, before I go, it was just at the end, because he'd said to me, you only live once. I said, I've heard something about that. I'd like to just quickly say to you now. I'm going to say to anyone listening here, what do I know about anything other than this old well keeps spinning? And there's nothing you can do about it. It's going to go and do that. And it's probably a good idea sometimes, because you haven't got any control over it, and that's a good thing. That's one thing you can be sure of, is that you really... I'm trying to paraphrase Stephen. Anyone who spotted that, well done, by the way. It's a Stephen Bruton song. This old well keeps spinning. It's good to know it's out of my control. But if there's one thing that I've learned from all this living, is that it wouldn't mean a thing if I let go. It's a great song, that, Stephen Bruton. I don't know what the title is, but I'm sure it has one. But everything's got a name after all. So anyway, you're going to go to heaven. Thank you very much. And I said to him, excuse me, my thing is, you live every day. I live every day. I don't live once, I live every day. I'm going to die once. That's what you used to say. Don't forget, you're going to die once. And so live every day until that happens. So it's not, you only live once. It's, you should have said is, you only die once. Anyway, good night. I just had a lovely time, and I've enjoyed the rest of the day, and I've told pretty much anyone, including like shopping assistants, you know, oh, let me tell you this, you know, that kind of thing. I've been for a lemon meringue pie, and I've been for a latte, and because the cafe, I couldn't believe the cafe was still open. I'm just on the way round to meet someone, and I can have a coffee now, I'm a bit early, and the cafe was open, blimey. Ooh, I have a pie as well then. So I pay with my debit card, you know, the thing that you put in, and it says, you must be joking, and then you type your PIN number in, and it says something like, fuck off. No thanks. Oh, you must be joking. No way, Jose. Anyway, that kind of thing. And I've really enjoyed today. I've had a lovely time, and to everyone I've met today, which has actually been quite a few people, including some people very close to me. So I love you all, and thank you all for enriching my life. And this breathing thing is good. I'm going to carry on doing some more tomorrow. I've been doing this I'm in my second year now of living off the grid. I've got my glass of red wine, which I haven't had any of since before Christmas. So that's what, it's now the 10th of January. So it must be 2 weeks, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be 2 weeks. I haven't had any red wine for 2 weeks. So I've got 3/4 of a box here. Oh, this is one of the boxes which I've told you about elsewhere. Do have a look at that. Anyway, I must have a trim because I'm looking a bit shabby here. You're looking a bit shabby, Mush. Yeah, I know. Okay. Anyway, thanks to anyone for listening, and stay alive. Never let a single second pass you by unnoticed. And if you pay peanuts, you get humans. Oh, how many catchphrases has this man got? None of them. They're all crap. All right, mate. Okay, yeah, do you have to rub that in? Good night, and speak to you later. Good night.